Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another podcast of the Abti podcast. I'm your host. You could either call me Abti Hamza, Money H, Hamsa, or Allah, whatever you want to call me. Unfortunately, again, Birdy is not here. Inshallah, keep making your du'as and, inshallah, pray for him. He's going to be here sooner or later. But while we are here today, I have a lovely, I was thinking about it. I was thinking, just 2 minutes ago, like, what would be the best way to introduce you? Yeah. Firstly, this is the great team of Sscope, mashallah. And I think I'm going to give it to Abdi, and then from there we go from left to right, and you lot can introduce yourselves, and maybe from there we see how it went.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. First and foremost, I'll say Jazakallah khair for the invite. We're big fans. Allahumma barik.
Vice versa, by the way.
Wallahi, we love what you're doing. It's very difficult. We know the whole podcast scene. It's a lot of people start, but then just vanish. Yeah. So just to keep doing it, it's very, very difficult. So wallahi, we really do appreciate it. My name is Abti. I'm a medical doctor. We're also one of the co-founders of Sscope. We've been doing this, community stuff, podcasting, community development for 11 years now. So it's been a while, alhamdulillah. But it's had its ups and downs, but the journey itself has been very, very fun, I'll say.
Just to highlight that 11 years in the game, Allah Mubarak. When I heard that in you lot's award ceremony, I was like, what? Like they say, consistency is key.
Trust me, bro. That's something we've been working on, bro. We've been trying. But yeah,
no, but that doesn't mean to say that the trying isn't like it's not been shown up to you. You can see that video that you lot had to showcase the journey from the beginning to the end. I think it was chef kiss.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Alhamdulillah, and shout out to Ahmed for that Lazy Panda on socials. Incredible videographer, producer, and he did all of that. And that was he's able to kind of capture our story in a very succinct way. And so alhamdulillah, so all thanks to him. My name's Salman. One of the co-founders of Sscope. My background is I work in kind of consulting, strategic consulting. That's my background. And like Fatah said, we started this because it came from kind of place of frustration. So we felt like, look, there's so many issues that we're seeing as 16, 17, 18-year-olds that no one's talking about, no one is engaging on. People are pretending like it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So someone goes to jail. Where's so-and-so? He went back home. You know what I mean? Yeah. Someone struggles with addiction. It's not spoken about. So all these issues we saw, and look, at 17, we didn't have the answers. We didn't know what the best approach was. So we felt like the best thing we can do to start off is just to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Lift up that carpet and actually face up to what was going on and deal with it. And look, you're not going to fix a problem if you don't talk about it first. Absolutely. If you don't recognize it as an issue. So that's where it started from. And we'll go into detail, inshallah, about what the journey was like. But yeah, so that's me, and that's why we started.
By the way, guys, he's not Somali, so he's just thought I'd let you know because I was confused.
Yeah,
just
so we don't catfish the audience. Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'm very shit. Alhamdulillah.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. My name is Jibril. I'm also one of the co-founders of Sscope as well. I'm also a doctor in emergency medicine. And as basically Salman said, you're all born out of frustration, and we'll be doing this for a while. 11 years we'll be doing it officially, but even before then, we always had that mindset of let's try to do something for our people, or people in general, people that look like you, talk like you, live in the same area as you. But one thing I would say is, alhamdulillah, it's been an up and down journey, But especially over the last few years, post-COVID, I've noticed that, you know, people are more aware, people are more trying to do more things and recognizing that, you know what, like we need to help each other and move forward. And when you have a large, if you look at it as a graph, like a 10-year graph, you can see the upwards trajectory over the last 5 years. It's very encouraging, alhamdulillah. And brothers like Hamza as well, mashallah, as well, and a few others that we've seen across our journey. Son is happening a lot better, alhamdulillah. So I would say that as well.
Mashallah, man. Well, on that point that you said, I was just wanting to say, so you started 10 years ago. Yeah. 10 years ago, I'm trying to figure out, it's 2015. Yeah, 2014.
Started 2014, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2014, 2015, right, yeah. This is a time that YouTube wasn't there for podcasting. There wasn't a space for it, from my side, from my understanding at them times there. And for you lot to come up with a thing and say, you know what, we're going to allow on national
We're going to talk,
TV. On national TV, we're going to yap. Yeah, let's see how this goes. 3 big men, because they used to say what men used to go to war. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
We're advocating.
Diplomacy.
You know what I mean? So how was that journey from, like, because you lot are from Birmingham, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So at the time of 2014 and 2015, was there a lot of Somalis over there? Would you say?
There's a lot.
Compared to like now, because now it's like Somali village and either Pakistani or Bengali village over there. So I remember Birmingham for always being Pakistani or Asian.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense? It was more towards that angle than it was like, oh, Somali. Like you might hear there's Somali there. Like for example, on the After Hours, when I first ever met him. I know him as Young B.
I
know the old school.
From back way.
I'm chilling, you know, like so I'm like, wow, there's a Somali guy. That's this guy. Boom. So I've met him. Like one of my friends, BK, he plays football for Hashtag. So he must have come and he's doing interviews with them. So then, boom, I've come and he's telling me, yeah, my bro, like I'm from Birmingham, I'm doing the podcast, I'm doing this. I'm looking at him, though. All I can remember is the song. He's in the flats.
Literally,
And, you know, and it's not that it's the music kind of, it's the motivation of what he was saying at that age and at that time.
True.
Yeah. Wallahi, like it was very like for me, I didn't care what people like say to me about music. I listen to all varieties, anything that I feel that gives me some sort of uplifting. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So the point of this is Young B was in Birmingham, so he was the only Birmingham Somali that I could think of because I had a lot of family in Leicester. Yeah, so I remember Highfields and them places. If we're going for travels and we're going to see my dad's side of the family, we're going Leicester.
That side.
Does that make sense? But Birmingham not. So now you're in Birmingham, 2014, 2015. Like you've just started the. How did the community react to that? And especially it's like Somali and Eritrean. And at that time, Eritrean, no one even knows. Like it's funny you say that because I have a lot of Eritrean and Hamish friends. And I always play with them. The only time they're recognized is when the Nipsey once the Nipsey Hustle flag came on, you know, I put on the map.
Fair enough.
For me personally, before I might have known a few different people. I'm like, so you lot brothers? Or like,
what's going on?
Oh, you lot the same as like Somaliland? Or what's happening here? So for sure, like it must have been first Somalis, second is men. Third is like you've got Eritrean, that's a Ajnabi out of our community in it as well. And then on top of that, it's just like your doctors. It must have been a spin throughout the whole city.
100%. I think first nowadays they say what men used to go to war, and now we've got podcast and matcha. You know what I mean? So it's not looking good, man. The downgrade is bad, but now at the time, I think Birmingham has always had a lot of Muslims and a lot of Somalis. I think it's the second largest population after London. As a city, it's 1.3 million, but also for Somalis, it's the largest outside of London.
Okay.
But the problem is with Birmingham, we're all in the inner city. So you're always, like, the people in the same age group or very similar age group, you all know each other.
Okay.
You know? And if you don't know him or her, you will know their relative. You know what I mean? So it makes it more difficult because London is a big city. You can live in North and not know a single buddy from the rest of the city.
Yep.
Right? Birmingham, you do a single thing and everyone will know about it. So when we started podcasting at the time, YouTube in general, you would get a lot of people who are curious and be like, so how come? Why would you start YouTube? Oh. And then there would be underhand coming like, yo, we see you, man. Like they wouldn't say anything, but it's like, yo, YouTube or not, yeah? Say what? Your big camera and that, yeah, all right, say no more. But everyone was apprehensive. It was even crazier for I would say the older generation, because our parents, like people would call our parents and be like, because Birmingham is a very conservative city, right? They would call their parents and say, oh, I just saw your son on the internet. And then like our parents know about any venture we take, you understand? So why would you do something that your parents wouldn't be okay with? But for them, because it was so different, and no one would go on like YouTube unless it was like journalism, where you're talking about news or whatever. Yeah. It was what? He's doing what? Internet, talking about what? Was it? And then especially topics we used to talk about. The whole reason we started this was because of frustration. We're talking about taboo topics. So they'll be like, oh, this is what they're talking about. What's going on? They're on the internet. And then dad will be like, yeah, I know.
But
like,
at that time, didn't they have Pal Talk?
That's
the
thing.
That was crazy. That was a bit before.
Yeah.
That was a bit before. Maybe 08.
Yeah.
But don't forget, Pal Talk is like a messaging.
It's like Clubhouse.
It's like Clubhouse. You're talking and it's a social thing.
Do you know why I say that? Is because so back in the day, my dad used to have internet cafes. Yeah, so he had 3, 4 of them, and then they'll switch as well. They'll all switch.
Yeah.
Someone's working at a different place. My dad would constantly just be there and we Pal Talk, and you just see 15, 16 people. So I'm thinking they're used to it to some category. They used to understand this, like Hadal is a way of communicating and advocating your voice to people.
Yeah.
So I would have not expected the parents to be more
apprehensive. Yeah. Well, Pal Talk, you don't have your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's funny you say that, because it's true. And now recently I put up a TikTok of me just driving. Yeah. And then my mum, she had a meeting. Me and my sister had a meeting 8 a.m. I'm in New York. So that's 1 a.m. over in New York, and it's 8 a.m. I said, so what's the issue? She said, everyone keeps sending me you driving in the car. What is the problem?
What's going on there?
Wallah, I couldn't believe it. I said, oh, what am I doing? She goes, you're just driving in the car. I said, okay, are you? What can we do? She goes, I know, but why are they sending it to me? I said, so I can understand fully that the parents, they're confused of, okay, is there something wrong here?
What do you do for them to send, like, what's going on? Like, on that YouTube, they're thinking, are we missing something? Is there something you're not telling us? Like, like, they're sending us the YouTube, or they're mentioning the fact that you're on YouTube. Is there something you haven't shown me? What do you talk about? So they will say, like, explain to us exactly what you do again. And I've heard you 5 times before, but just, you know what are you doing actually? And you explain it to them, blah, blah, blah. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, is that it? Yeah.
Was any of your parents against what you lot were doing, by the way? Would you say?
I think Salman needs to tell his story.
Yes, I was not against. Very supportive. Okay. But as you know, as we all know, our parents are very kind of sensitive to what community says. Yeah. So, like as Fatah said, we've all kind of told our parents, look, this is what we're doing. And we went into detail, and they were all like, great, keep going. So we're playing football. And then I just get a call from my dad, so I pick up. I'm not really concentrating like that, because, do you know what I mean? Our team's about to jump on, do you know what I mean? So I'm just a quick one in it. So I'm like, hello?
Is there something wrong? Like, just
just a quick one in it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, can I just go? And then I just hear, there's no salam alaikum. Yeah. You already know that's bad. Yeah, already, do you know what I mean? So in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's like, it's my dad, and he says, where are you? I said, I'm playing football. Come home now. Long day. So it's what he said and how he said it. So you know how you can tell? The tone. I'm thinking.
At the time, did you realize it was your YouTube? Or
I had no idea, bro. I had absolutely zero idea. Spinning. But I'm listening. So now, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to go through the past week. What have I done, bro? Do you know what I mean? And I'm going, okay, 2 weeks. Brother, that journey home is the longest journey of my life. And I'm just running for my man. Brother, what have I done? Have I said something crazy? Have I done something crazy? Brother, I'm coming home and I'm about to knock on the door. And before I knock on the door, my mum opens the door. And she's like, what did you do? I'm like, don't say that. I'm like, don't say that. I'm like, Mum, what do you mean? She's like, listen, he's fuming. He's fuming.
Okay. Dictator.
He's angry. I'm thinking, yo, today's a long one for me.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, well, where is he? He's in the living room. So I'll go to the living room. I open the door. And he's to my right and he's sitting there. And he's just looking at me. I'm like, Dad, Assalamu alaikum. You all right? He said, sit down. Okay. So I sit there. He's looking at me and he says, what's this thing that you're doing? Okay. I'm like, Dad, can you elaborate? Yeah, can you elaborate, please? You know what I mean? I don't want to dig a hole for myself. You know what I mean? You tell me the information. You understand? So I said to him, Dad, can you just like elaborate? What do you? He's like, someone called me and told me they saw you do something, okay, on the internet. So now, instead of being scared, I'm confused. Okay, so it's not about something crazy I may have done. He's talking about internet. And I'm confused about internet. Dad, what do you mean? He's like, tell me everything you're doing online. And at that point, I just felt a sense of relief. I'm like, Dad, look, I've spoken to you about this. I've told you what I'm doing. He's like, I don't care. Show me. Okay. Do you know what I mean? So I pull up our YouTube. I show him every single video. He's going through. Okay. So after about 20 minutes, I can see him calming down and like he's relaxing. His shoulders not tense anymore. He's relaxed. He's like, and he said, "This is it. Wallahi, this is it, Dad. I'm not doing nothing else. I promise you." He's like, "Okay." But at this point, so like the fear's gone now, and now I'm just confused. And I'm like, Dad, can you tell me like what's going on? Like, why? Like, what happened? He's like, well, I got a call from someone, and he said to me, like in a kind of frantic tone, have you seen what your son is doing? And he's like, obviously I was shocked when he said that. And I'm like, no, what do you mean? He said, you haven't seen? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And for those who don't know what that means, obviously, I mean, that's a kind of lament that we say when someone passes away. Absolutely. And we also say in times of problematic things, so calamity, do you know what I mean? So in really, really serious situations.
That's something like what?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So imagine he said that and he put the phone down.
Okay, so he left him on a cliffhanger.
He left him on a cliffhanger of cliffhangers, bro. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So my dad was like, "Oh, do you know what I mean? I called you." So, bro, at this point, like I'm burning. I'm thinking, but who is this guy? And I'm like, please, you have to tell me who it is. No, I'm not gonna tell you. But that was a sign, bro, that look, a lot of people did not accept what we're doing. And as Fatah said, Birmingham was very different to many, especially London. It's very different in that it was very, very conservative. And because it was a city, but it had very much a village feel, where everyone was in each other's business. And anything that was new or different was seen negatively. So something new was not seen positively. Unless that new thing was shown to be, exclusively positive. The first way that people react with is in a negative way. So subhanAllah, like it was, you know what I mean? It was a massive challenge, bro, in the beginning. We got a lot of pushback. There was different videos we tried to do. We had to allow and leave and go in a different direction. But yeah, man, so we our parents themselves didn't have an issue with it because our parents all were active members of the community and they liked the fact that we wanted to do things for the community. They liked the fact that we showed an active interest in things that affected us and the people around us. So they supported it. But it's the community, bro. And the thing is, and that's I think the one thing that we learned that really helped us was, look, whatever you do, have your family be aware of what you're doing. Bring him in part of the process, make him part of the process, talk him through what you're trying to do so that in situations like that, they're not shocked. Do you know what I mean? When the community or when outside people just come to try to do fitna, they can't do it because, look, I know my child. I've spoken to my child. My child respects me. They've spoken to me. They've gone through the process of what they're trying to do. And I know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to come here and tell me something I don't know about my child. Do you understand? So that was a learning process for us. But wallahi, yeah, man, there was, it's techie.
I think that is very special for people to know as well, because wallahi, one thing I learned in life, and that's given me so much more nim'ah and easiness, is just telling them what it is.
Yeah.
Like, when I first started the podcast and whatnot, like even Birdy, for instance, I didn't know Birdy. So I met him a year ago from another podcast. So Dan and them, with one of my friends, Margs and them, they have a little podcast. So Birdy was with them. So like, is that first Somali? Like, oh, I ain't seen the Somalian industry. You know what I mean? Assalamu alaikum. And then obviously we came up with this, and I said to my mom, like, I'm looking to do a Somali podcast, but I know you know me already. I'm counseled in the Somali community, but I'm gonna give it a go. Let's see how it goes. And I met this brother. I told him, you know what? Let's go Umrah first. Yeah, we do an Umrah, and then boom. Inshallah.
Clear intentions, yeah.
We make dua on it. If it's not meant to up to you, we leave it. Nothing bad. And like now, his mum, like she doesn't know me from Adam either. She's like, bro, you took my son to Umrah. Yeah, you wanted something to start it up. I don't care what you lot do with it. No matter what.
It's a blessing.
My mum, I told her as well. At the beginning, she's like, you know what I mean?
She's used to the TikToks.
Yeah, she's never used to the TikToks. You know what it is? Yeah, I'll be so honest with you. The Ajnabi stuff that I was doing before wouldn't really reach her because the community wouldn't even understand it themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they're lost themselves, so the aunties and whatnot they were. But now when it's more Somali orientated,
everything will reach it.
Everything will reach them, whether it's good or bad. The 2001 where I might have been in school, they're sending them pictures.
Exactly.
I ain't got time for that. I think it's very good to, wallahi, whether good or bad, it's totally.
Just
you know, and it saves so much headache.
100%.
Okay, well, it's like, oh, Hoy, I see you. Like now, my mom jokes with me. Another one sent me a video. You know? I tell you, which one was it? Okay, cool, we're Xing that one. you know that auntie now, she's a hypocrite. She's judging. She's judging us. See? But the good things they don't show them. Yeah. When I'm on the newspaper about certain activities, they don't show them.
Exactly.
When my business is good or what, they don't show them.
When I'm going Umrah, there's no video being said
about that. There's nothing good, but the bad, is coming in fast, Aki. So, and I feel like. I was talking to someone about this, and I feel like Daga Nimo of Somali Nimo, like which is in our culture is like we're Somalians, yeah, we're all Walalto, is the biggest con. Yeah.
What way?
In the sense of like we're told to tell each other that we all have love for each other, or we all have good points. Like I want Zakiri to do, I want Antifatah to do, I want Salman to do good, but really and truly, we're forgetting that we're human beings. We can't get over the jealousy, the envy, the parts of, and it's human nature.
Yeah,
it's nothing bad.
Yeah,
but it's about self-control.
Facts.
And if you do, that's where I think people have the problem. Does that make sense? And people don't understand. And it's good to say, look, you lot are doctors, and I wanted to really get into this because we're at a stage in this world now where a lot of people have mental health. Yeah, and in our culture, I'm not too sure about if they're sure, but in our culture, we don't believe in mental health, and it's a fact.
Yeah, we don't take it serious.
Like it's not serious.
It's
absolutely. Like I remember I was at university, so when I was a kid, I was always that kid. Yeah, I was aiming to have fun and laugh. Yeah, but I knew the process. Is get the CGG book, you know, the book with the glasses.
Yeah.
Read that first pages. Comprehension is there. Get the answers out. I can do what I want.
After that,
No one can talk to me.
Yeah.
Now, I've said, you're having a laugh.
You've
But
done
I've
your
done the
work.
work.
Yes.
I've done my work.
They're the most dangerous ones, you know that.
I've just I learned that.
I know your teachers hate you, man.
You know what sort of kids I was? Like, Hamza, get outside. They'll come to me outside. Hamza, why are you doing this? You're so smart.
Yeah.
You're better than this.
Yeah.
And then what happened at a certain degree of secondary school, I remember the black teacher specifically.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah.
The
Work hard.
Work hard. Come on.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Looking at them like, what are you on about?
Leave it alone.
Double work.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
telling you,
yeah.
This is not going to benefit me.
Yeah,
Tell me.
yeah.
I knew that at the end of the day, I'm in school and education. People think that, oh, why does it not benefit me? Why does it not do this? It's not about that. It's you to learn the process. It's you to learn the strategic move from, okay, cool, sit down, listen, answer questions. This is how it works. This is how that works. This is how the operation system works.
Comprehension,
You know what I'm
critical
trying to say?
thinking.
Exactly. You're getting tested. So when you're in the work environment, you're capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I just feel like I just feel like I had ADHD at university. Yeah, and that's when I found out about it. You know what I mean? I didn't even
Are you
know.
officially diagnosed, by the way?
I'm officially diagnosed.
Oh,
But
okay.
I
Fair
refused.
enough.
I
Fair enough.
refused
Medication.
like, all
Medication.
medication.
Okay.
All medication or anything like this. I the reason why I refused it was I didn't believe I needed it. I got 9 A stars in GCSEs. I got three B. I got 2 Bs and 1 A star in college. Like,
Allah barik,
so,
mashallah.
alhamdulillah, I've done it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, I don't need it. I just need to calm down a little bit. Does that make sense? I need to just. So what I started doing was activities.
Yeah.
You know,
Channeling that
run
energy,
a lot.
yeah.
So running a lot was helping me. I'll be so honest. One thing in life that I've learned is when you run in a direction of where you want to go ahead, your spirits and body tend to follow that. If I want to go forward, I'm going forward.
Facts.
Does that make sense? If you look back now, you're constantly thinking about what happened there, whatnot. A good thing that I think structure-wise, and a lot of people should have, and they should teach their kids, is the deen. We have the world, and we have the deen. For instance, now, in our religion, it says the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, today shouldn't be the same as yesterday, or tomorrow shouldn't be the same as today. So that means now, as long as each day I can learn one good beneficial thing, that means I'm better than yesterday. So the aim is to get better than that.
Yeah, constant improvement.
Constant improvement. Another thing is today I worked hard, done what I need to do, and unfortunately I never got the result that I wanted to get. But guess what, akhis? It's dunya. It wasn't written for me. That wasn't the one for me.
It was not me. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Unfortunately, you lost a raffle. We're going again. So to me, I believed in that so much that in the Rasul times and the Prophet times, they never had no medicine for this. Does that make sense? Learn to control yourself and learn to learn your benefits and not benefits.
Sir Hamza, can I ask? So when you're at university, you're pretty young, 19, 20? 21,
yeah,
22?
19.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What caused you at 19 to have that mindset and have that certainty? So for you to be so clear on that and kind of stick with that and believe that and hold on to that at 19, it's not the average, it's not the norm. So what did you go through? What did you learn? Who were you at 19 for you to be able to do that?
For me, obviously, I've spoken to this about my podcast before. So I got Dagan Ellis. So
Okay.
Dagan Ellis to me is
Yeah, send back home.
Send back
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
How old?
16. So 16. So even this whole 9 A stars I got in school, I didn't get to see it. There's a picture of my mum with this. I didn't experience it. Yeah.
So you, couple of years, or how long were you there for?
I did a year and something, and I escaped. I was out of there by 1 year and something. I had my mum say 24. I said nah.
Right, from 16 to 24, basically.
Yeah.
You
So,
said
so this was not. So I was 16, and now I've done a year. It's coming up to. I'm gonna be 17 basically. That year, you know.
Yes,
I'm looking at
yeah.
September to September. It's like the school year.
Yeah. Facts.
So now that school year, halfway through that year, maybe like April now of the 16 to 17, I believe my dad's a smart guy. He was telling my mom, no, don't worry, I'll look after him or whatnot. But he was doing it in and out. He was doing 2 months to Somalia. He hated it. He'll come back to London.
He's bouncing, yeah.
He'll leave me, and then he'll come back. So now he's on his second journey now in April. When he's come back now, I'm saying, yo, my brother, look, I learned 10 justices of the Quran. I've done my fiqh. I've passed like extra school curriculum in their school, whatever it was. I think it was Buntland school. I don't know what. I've done what I need to do. Like he said to me, look, Hamza, we're gonna do this. You do it, you're going home.
Yeah.
Home time, my brother. Watch. I packed my bag. What's going on? I said, oh, alhamdulillah, firstly, you've done what you need to do. MashaAllah, you got a good brain. Blah 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 blah. But it's your mother. Snap the phone. Call her then. I'm quiet. I'm listening. I'm saying, yeah, don't ring back 24. I said, no, big Hamza, you get me. We're in this, like, there's no one with me in this world. So me and Allah. And I'll be so honest with you. When you're young, and I was born in this country. When you're young and you're Muslim and you're born in the United Kingdom, you don't see the deen. The religion is a fairy tale. Say where I'm watching Action Man and Barbie and whatnot.
In London.
In London, yeah.
No, I'm saying that. The reason why I say that is because it's spoon fed. It's enforced. I went to a Muslim school. I worked at 3 Muslim schools.
Okay.
Even though they're Muslim, they're being racist to me.
Yeah.
That can happen.
Does that make sense? They're calling me stuff like Shuman. Calling me diarrhea. And I'm there and I'm looking at them and I'm saying, what? I said, cool, we're gonna have a fight now.
Yeah.
We're gonna cuss each other, we're gonna insult each other or whatnot. So like for me it was like I saw the real Islam, and to me that was my perspective. Like, you're meant to be my Muslim brother, I'm meant to do this, but because your dad pays the school a little bit extra money, that now I'm getting abused because my mum's a single mum, she's not with my dad now. All of a sudden they're even saying to me that we don't speak to your mum, we can't speak to women. So now I have to look for an auntie, I have to look for an uncle, someone else. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? So my mum's in a country that she doesn't have a lot of family as it is as well. She's already, like, unfortunately, my mum and dad have split up, so my dad's not even in the country. So he can't even come and do anything. Does that make sense? And I'm getting bullied, so it's like you're in the religion thinking, bun this, man. I really want to just go to a normal secondary school or normal school where I meet the normal Harry. Because in my area, I've got John, I've got Harry, I've got James. We're boys. We're all cool. They're not judging me for Muslims or whatnot. When they know it's Maghrib time and my mum says, yo, it's night time, you can't be out. Because after Maghrib, the devils come out. That was the scariness. Like, yo, after Maghrib, you're not allowed out. Does that make sense? Like, so then my mum would be like, Hamza! The whole area. Hamza! They all know. Time to go in. Does that make sense? Jum'ah now, Eid day. Like, they know it's Ramadan. We have samosas. We're all helping out each other. So these are non-Muslims. So if I get the love from the non-Muslim like that, brother, I want to be with you lot as well.
100%.
Does that make sense? So
100%.
for me, it was difficult. I'm now going into a non-Muslim, and we're going to Duxies and whatnot. So now, as I can say, the whole point of Duxie was you had Eurotrash, you had Fobs, guys directly from Kenya that came or whatnot. And then in Duxie now, it just felt a bit weird. The reason why I'll say that is you're looking for someone that's the same as you. Someone that may be born in UK and whatnot can understand you. Just like, I want a bit of chicken and chips, or if there's football, we're talking about EastEnders or Hollyoaks or whatnot, whatever it could be a conversation. Or you've got someone that they don't know English, so now you're there, Ma'anik is putting you with them so you can teach them English. Now you've become a teacher at such a young age, but you don't really want to. Like, it's difficult. Does that make sense? And then I have to learn the Quran. Like, I remember, like I said it in another podcast, I think figuring out Stripe. And I said to them, I was in just Amma for 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I was finessing the teacher for 4 years. Because bro, it was just so difficult. Does that make sense? And these are the times where you get hit. Like, you get hit, you get a little submiss and whatnot. So for me, not being able to see that deen, I didn't. But what I learned in Somalia was I learned deen.
Okay.
I learned Allahu Akbar. I have to wake up. As-salatu khayrun min an-nawm. You're sleeping, my brother. There's no way that I cannot wake up. Now, the guy, sabah, does that make sense? And I'm like, right, what is this salah? What is this? All right, cool. I started learning the Quran that I was reading. And I started, like, you start understanding, like, well, like, it all makes sense. Like, all of this that I'm looking at right now. Because in Somalia, I'm looking at grass. I'm looking at like spiky little things coming out from the sand. And then I remember the UK. I remember peacocks. I remember blue ink. I remember the shops. I remember the mall. And I think, like they built that. So Allah gave them the power to build that. Does that make sense? So Allah is real. Something must have been real for this. Okay, cool. What is the things that we do? We wash our bum. Why? To be clean. Okay, makes sense. We pray 5 times a day. We do wudu. Then I'm like, I'm just feeding into this. Like, it's really, because I went to Somalia and I went to like a tabligh. So tabligh, we have a little school where it's like, brother, it's not a joke. Wake up in the morning, Fajr time, you're getting timr, which is dates, and water. That's it. Quran to dhuhr. Dhuhr after that, white bread and ana qurur. Don't even know what it is. Yogurt. Wallahi, yogurt. I don't know what it is, but bro, it looks stiff like cheese is coming out. So, you know what, Abti, this might as well fast. Start fasting from now, you know what I mean? There's nothing else to do. And then at night time, you've got white bread with, I don't know, like gidir. It's like, it's madness. And then every time now, I'll just beg Allah, Ya Allah, get me out of here. Ya Allah, please get me out of here. And Allah did it. And I was like, ooh, okay. Well, this dua thing can work. And from there, my faith has never stopped.
MashaAllah.
Well, like, my faith has never stopped, to a point, to a degree now. Like, the other day I was talking to an Eritrean girl, and she's Christian, and I'm Muslim. And the debate that we were having was, she doesn't see an Eritrean Christian marrying a Muslim Christian that is Eritrean. She said they both live in the city harmoniously, both to side, they never mingle, whatever happens. And I'm saying, but why? Why do you not see that not happening? So to me, it was very strange.
Is she referring to in Eritrea or in
Eritrea.
In Eritrea, okay.
And she's saying even here as well.
Yeah.
Even here, they won't mingle. She goes, she went to a Muslim wedding where her mother went with her, and basically, I think it was somewhere in Essex, I'm not too sure. But downstairs was for the women and upstairs was for the men. And then they had like the outside just for mingling family if they wanted to mingle. And she said her mum saw that so crazy because they're so used to like them sitting together, wearing the same clothes and all of that. And I'm just like, wow, like that, like you don't understand the division sometimes within other communities. We just think, oh my god, they're Habashis. Like you get that. We just put Ethiopia and Eritreans together. That's enough. Like you know what I'm trying to say. And the reason why it was always been interesting to me, Islam, is I get a lot of like Amhara, like people, they start speaking to me like anywhere in the world because I've traveled a few places. They might not see Somalis or they might not see Ethiopians. They might see Ethiopians first because like in America, Ethiopians more than Somalis.
Some cities, yeah.
Some
places.
I see a lot more Ethiopians and Eritreans over there than I see here.
Yeah,
that's for
sure.
sure.
Yeah, there's more of them over there. Yeah,
and a lot more Americans know them as well.
Okay.
So a lot more Americans are aware of the Eritrea and Ethiopia. Like, oh my god, you're from Ethiopia? You know about Addis Ababa? And they're like, oh my god, what the hell? Like, how do you know about this? When even people in the United Kingdom don't even know like that. Like us Somalis, like nowadays we have to catch Ethiopian Airways to go to Somalia. You have to go to Addis Ababa to go there, and then like they have like depends on where you're going, whether it's Somaliland or Somalia, but there's a small little transfer window where they put you in a hotel for a few hours, etc., and you get to see the city of Addis Ababa, which is like wow, like this is a whole
crazy
different world.
Do you know what I mean? And to me, the whole point of this convo was that the culture difference, to having that, and to then coming back over here, just gave me more nur. Gave me more understanding that yo, my brother, I want to go back there. Then people need it. Here we're too humbled. Here we're not humbled. Sorry, here we're too like we expect
privileged.
More than privileged. Right now we're in a time of being here. Well, I was having an argument with my sister the other day. She's like, oh, I can't be bothered to go to the shop. I'm just gonna order it. Rabbul Kaaba, the shop is 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes. She's willing to pay £2.50 extra delivery for that just to put on her jacket and just go to the shop. We're at a stage of like
convenience.
Convenience is more priority than common sense. Does that make sense? Like we're living in a world right now where like inflation is high. Our money's not valued anything no more. Like I'm so like I've only been here for about a week and a half since I've come back from America. Not to say America's cheap. Does that make sense? It's just that it's dollar, so it just it feels a bit different, you know. What I'm trying to say? Like, I pay $10. I paid £50. It's like, okay, I'm getting a bargain, you know? But I'm getting ripped off because that $10 I have to put $2 extra just for a tip.
Yeah,
and now it's like they win it somehow else, you know. Where I'm coming from. Oh, I went to a food place the other day. Wallahi, it's just me and my sister. £24 for a chips and burger. Akhi, I lived in a life of chicken burger for £3.
Yeah. What's going on there?
Yeah, like the other day I went shopping for the family. Akhi, £650 I spent for shopping. Just a normal Tesco shopping.
That's ridiculous.
Like life's coming to a stage of like, it doesn't matter whether you earn more or not. Like we are like, our money's not worth it.
Inflation is high, yeah, absolutely.
And I was listening to your podcast at After Hours, and you was like, I think it was you, Zakaria, that you said, that the nurse is getting paid 24k. Straight out of the math, that's £2,000 a month there plus the 20%. That's 1,400, 1,700. How are they living like this?
Yeah. And
to me, it's like you gotta have a second job. You see how before the second job was a hustle?
Yeah.
But the second job is
survival.
It's a necessity now.
Yeah. Don't have a second job.
It's long for you.
Or you're not doing something else that's giving you an extra thing. Yeah.
But even second job as well, bro, it's tricky because tax will still kill you. So, and in America is different because me and Fatah went to America last year. The culture is different. It's more about hustle.
Yep.
It's more about grind. Literally, the movie Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. I like. So and over there as well, opportunities are occurring more. Are there, and you know what I mean. I'm not saying like they have their issues and it's difficult as well. But if some people, if they're lucky enough and if they're privileged enough, if they apply themselves, they can reach heights. However, in this country, there's a ceiling. and that you're making more money, no problem. The tax man will be eating more, basically. So that's the issue.
I think, not to say guys or not, on the last 4 to 3 years, I'm on a vibe of self-employed. Yeah, you work for yourself. Yeah, you pay me. Does that make sense? No problem. You pay me my petrol, my XYZ, my whatnot, UTR number. You know what I mean? You can claim it back, get your money back. So there's ways of like doing extra if you mean to do it. I'll give you another example now. Yeah, you could take £4,000, £5,000, which is around $6,000, $7,000, back to Somalia and start a local business that can earn you $300 a month. Whether that be a lot or not to you, but if you do it in the longevity of time, and then you now put in more things, marketing, then you can put in maybe a strategic plan. Do you know what? Okay, cool, business is going good there. Maybe I can now open another shop. Can we do something else in the shop? Can we add something else? So I think you have to look at where you're at, what you want to plan, and I'm telling you, lot, yeah. So this is what I want to build. I want to build a financial hub for us Somalis. Yeah. Okay. The reason why I say that is we have so much funds in different aspects of business. Yeah. There's like a hedge fund here, hedge fund there, hedge fund here, hedge fund here. And these hedge funds, if you really look in deeper, it's just family members and people just, it's a Utah, slapping a bit of money there. Boom. They've got a hedge fund manager. That guy, he sits there. He then, look, hi guys, there's a good business coming out. What do you lot think? We should put a little 5 million in there? All right, cool, boom. That. So if now, as Somalis, as we're so big and all of us put in a £10 somewhere every month, does that make sense? And then now we've got to, let's say, a big budget of like, we are competitors. We can go for investment. For example, now a big thing in the UK housing is big companies like whatever they're called, BlackRock. Yeah, BlackRock, exactly. Buying up, yeah. They're not buying small houses, they're buying big establishments, yeah. And they're looking at, all right, cool, I'll buy this for 3 to 5 million, yeah, and that's gonna give me a revenue each year of 300k. In 10 years, they've got their money back, and they still own the property.
Yeah. I want to circle back to that exact point, right? So we're talking about Somalis and hedge fund and putting money together. Going back to, like Somali Nimo, the reason why it can't be a scam is because you can do something like that, where Somalis can come together, put money together just based on the fact that you're Somali, and do ayota or hagbed, do like being a Somali means. Somali Nima itself means something, right? So the thing is with Somali Nima, it's a difficult one because we benefit from being Somali. So when you see somebody else who's Somali, it's a net positive. If you look at the graph, right? But that doesn't. You can have someone who's Somali who's an absolute piece of. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So it's trying to dissociate the two. Like having Somalis that I can go to Cambodia now, see another Somali and be like, what the hell? Yeah. What's going on? And you're best friends within minutes. Yeah. Just because you're two Somalis, right? You could be in the same class or like in hospital, when I come to the hospital and I see a Somali staff member, nurse, doctor, whatever, and this is my first day working here, they will tell you, by the way, that person, watch out for that person. Why? Only because I'm Somali. They give me all the ins and out, right? But also, some of the worst people you'll find are Somalis. So you can. The issue is because you see another person who's Somali, we drop our guard, right? Hard. And sometimes, so we don't look at all the positives between all the Somalis that's happening. That one person that hurts you who's Somali is worse than an Ajnabi.
So how could you?
How? Yeah, how can it even happen? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
I think that's where we feel like we have so much pride within our culture that we believe we can't do that. What gives you the capacity?
How can you?
Do you know what I mean?
Do you have
what?
Big millet?
But what I'm realizing is that some people are just, if some people are wasakh, they're wasakh. You can't do nothing about it.
Regardless of ethnicity.
Yeah, I wanted to circle back on the other point with jealousy as well. Because talking into a bit about this as well and the human nature of it as well. Like you said, jealousy is a normal human emotion. just like being hungry, just like feeling tired.
Yeah.
It's that sense that, oh, yo, that guy is driving a better car than me. It's just an innate feeling, right? But what did you say? And you have to kind of self-control. Not just self-control, you have to channel it in a certain way, basically. So, for example, the people like to take, human beings like to take the path of least resistance, basically. They can, if I, yeah, Hamza's driving a nice Beamer, he probably's got this, he's probably got that, he's done this, yeah, I can't do that, so he's like that, that's it. And now I feel comfortable hating because he's got better opportunities than I do.
Interest.
Yeah. So now that person feels comfortable about hating on you because he's justified it to himself, innit?
Yep.
But what is harder to do is to, first of all, count the blessings Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already giving you. Be content and be happy for your brother. Oh, you know what? My life has started here and his life started there. I may have things that he doesn't have and he has things that I don't have, but this is just how things are. And if I really want that, then I need to apply myself, which is hard to do. People don't want to do that. Okay, all right, cool. What do I need to do? I need to earn more P's. I need to get a second business. I need to do this. I need to work on that. That's hard to do, man. So people don't want to put in the work, and they don't have the capacity and means. That's what I wanted to mention in this podcast so people can see. And it's an emotion. It's okay to feel jealous. It's okay to feel envious. But it's just when that emotion hits you, it's just, okay, what do you do with it? Do you let it take over and manifest, or do you do something about it? And so coming back to someone limo as well, like if someone is your own brother and you don't expect that from them, I lie.
Yeah.
Because like you're saying, how could you do that? So it's like it hurts even more.
Yeah.
So it's like, just in that aspect, there's certain people just need to do a bit better. That's it.
Well, I think it's, as I've started to grow up, I think you started to realize that it's saddened, but you have to accept it. Like, we are all human beings, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Somali, whether they're Eritrean, whether they're Saudi, whether they're American, whether they're Adan. There's always going to be a rotten apple. And sometimes, like, if we're honest with each other, we've not always been the best. Everyone makes mistakes. Does that make sense? And your mistakes is what makes you. Does that make sense? It's like, okay, cool, you can do it once. You made a mistake. You learn from it. As long as you haven't affected anyone, or you haven't damaged anyone, or you haven't hurt anyone, bi'idhnillah, take repentance. Both. Like, the best one that I always use to a lot of people when they say, oh my God, but this person does this, or this person does that. I say, how do you know he's not repenting? How do you know behind closed doors he's not doing what he needs to do?
100%.
Yeah. A lot of people that I know that you'd be so surprised of. Bro, they pray, they do what they need to do, they accomplish what they need to do. And a lot of these people that have opinions or whatnot, when was the last time you prayed? I'm still not on that path of prayer, It's a bit of a sticky one, but inshallah I'll get there, I'm just reading a bit above a book. I'm looking at you like, do you think the prayer is a journey? It's something compulsory. Yeah. Same way that you pay the tax man, what you need to pay after your wages is what you need to pay to Allah. And if you don't put that in your head, ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not an ask.
It's not an ask, it's by force. And I think that's where, even as Muslims, and I think I learned this from like 9/11. You know what I mean? Because I told you I went to a Muslim school. So 9/11 now has happened. And then obviously I used to wear khamis to school. I can't do that no more.
Which school? The Islamic school?
Islamic school. So we used to wear khamis to school.
Okay.
9/11 has happened.
Yeah.
As a kid.
It's looking a bit techy.
Buses, trains, it's looking techy.
Yeah.
I go on the train, everyone's off.
Yeah.
The whole train is off. Yeah, like wallah, you think it's a joke? Like, it was serious. Like, I'll be on the bus and you just you just feel that the aminosity. Just any movement you do, they're coming out. Yeah. So I used to put my khamis in my trousers.
Tuck it in.
Yeah.
Like when you used to play football and that.
Just to make it more easier and whatnot from us on that side. And I feel like that just showed me that how can Muslims do that to human beings? I'm not saying, look, at the end of the day, in this world, Allah owns it. You're not here to be the judge, the jury, and whatnot. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, a lot of things, people make me surprised. Like, oh my God, like, what they're doing in ISIS or what they're doing, they're not. Two wrongs don't make a right.
100%.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? How do you not know Allah made that person go over there to kill that person? Another person, that was the way that they were supposed to die. That was their test. Because at the end of the day, the world that we live in is a test. It's not our business. Do you know what I mean? For us to go over and do everything. So I always looked at it like in our deen, we're gonna see good and bad. So I can't go against what is my deen, and I know what's right. So I'm just gonna take my deen for where it is, and then go, inshallah.
Yeah. Islam is perfect, but Muslims are not.
Yeah.
So like even the whole thing with going to a Muslim school, and you know, because they're Muslim, you're thinking, hold up, why are they treating me like this? How they're not speaking to my mum when, you know, she's a parent?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of? Well, it's not a beast standing there like this is a Bini Adam. So why are you not talking to them? This is culture. You understand? So that's why even just because you're Muslim together don't mean you have anything in common except Islam. You know what I mean? So there was a time when representation was needed, right? And that was one of the big ones. You know what I mean? Where you go to a Muslim school and you're still an outcast because you're a black Muslim kid, and you're looking around and everyone else is like Asian. You know what I mean?
100%.
Even the term British Muslim, are we really included in that? You know what I mean? Like you go to a British Muslim award, and it's 98% Asian. You know what I mean? Yeah, Allah Barak, they've done so much for this community. They've done a lot in this country for us. Like all the halal stuff we see, all the mosques.
When it deemed as British Muslims,
but like, just that term, you know what I mean? Just that term. Like you go to a space and then, oh, mashallah, you're here. Like, but you're not really included. You know what I mean? So like a lot of the Muslim schools were like that as well. Like you go to a British Muslim school, and you're the only black kid in that school. You know, so
there's only 3 black kids in my school, and I was one of them. And the other 2 were Somalis. Yeah. And we all knew each other. So like one of them was the first one that went into the school. Then his mum told my mum. No, exactly. Told another one. And we are all 3 going to school together. Does that make sense? And it's like everyone's in a different year group. And like to me, it made me. Yeah. Well, like to me, it made me a lot.
Like in terms of that school itself, it also teaches you that they had a lot of growth to do because they're seeing black Muslims all of a sudden. Yes. You know what I mean?
They might have not known. We never had like the technology. The people make me laugh. Like the world that we live in now. After I lived in a life of BBC 1 and 2, you know. Like it started off BBC 1 and 2, and ITV3 was just a pilot, just to see how it hits. Boom, then Channel 4 came, and it's like, whoa, okay, Channel 4, Channel 5 now, okay. Now Sky Box, okay, cool. We used to do a finesse where you get the box, yeah, you pay for 1 month. you got enough free channel for the rest of the year. You get me? Or you have this the TV guy that comes in. Now you're hiding the TV behind the sofa somewhere else. Like, look, brother, there's no TV there. Like, get out of the house. Like,
a lot has changed.
A lot has changed, and a lot of chances. Like, you know, at the moment, the other day I was in my grandma's house, and in Somali we used to have a book that was a translation for English, Somali to English.
The dictionary.
So the dictionary, if you look around, it's like blue and red.
Yeah, I remember that. It's old school. It's one of the first ones.
You know, like we would have to read it. Like my dad would show me like the English side of it. Like when I say, "What are you saying?" Dad, then he'd be like, "Get the book." We'll get that, and then it will give me the meaning in English to understand what that was. And now 30 seconds, ChatGPT. All right, cool. What's the easiest way? Within seconds.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they say like now I think the human span was like 12 seconds, and now it's gone down to like 7 seconds to be able to capture someone. So we've lost 5 seconds of interest.
That's crazy.
Sabr.
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
No, you realize that because the content we consume as well is the content, the reels, everything. It just, if it doesn't catch you within the first 0.3 seconds, you're already scrolling.
I think I'm old school, so I'll still look like, you know, I'll let it finish somehow, somewhere. I'll take young kids. I'll say, what the hell?
What are you watching?
I already know what's happening. How?
That's crazy.
What did you
Times
do?
it by 2.
What do you mean? All the times by 2?
Times it by 2 on the screen. To quickly, it quickly goes. Bro,
That's new to me.
Well, that's new to me, bro.
Yeah, it's different. The other day, my younger sister, wallahi, this life we're living is crazy. She's got the phone on the wall. It's flipping itself.
No. I'm not having that.
No
way. I'm not having it. How? What?
Like, there's a function in TikTok that you can do it. You can just like, it's not even going like that. It waits for 2 seconds and it flips.
So you set the timer yourself?
they set the time or whatever. But I was so
That's
discombobulated.
That's
That's
nuts,
Like,
bro.
I just said to her, oh,
It's on the wall, yeah.
no, she's got these little sticky,
Yeah.
she stacked it on the wall. Like, she's on her bed, she's
Yeah.
not moving.
Yeah.
Hands free.
There.
Hands free.
That's really. You're like,
She's living the best life. She's enjoying herself there.
Hands free.
That's
TikTok.
crazy, bro.
Okay, we're living, we're old.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm
I
getting
love
to a
it.
stage where okay, I'm only 32. Wallahi, I'm feeling old. It's not like body wise.
No, no,
or
no, no.
emotion.
No, 100%.
I'm feeling old because of my surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids are now like my niece and that. Bro, she's 9 years old. She's in group chats in Snapchat with her school buddies. They're in group chat on Snapchat. Like back in the days, MSN. You know?
Now they've got Snapchat.
They've got Snapchat, yeah. They're aware of everything. What they're posting, how they're gonna post, when they're gonna post, what direction they're gonna post. This is some bro.
That's
I
dangerous,
had a
man.
3310 at 15.
Yeah.
The Nokia, you
The
know,
brick.
That's mad.
snakes. And my mum, yeah, after that, will take that off of me. Like, Ken, what they are.
But I didn't have a phone before I was 16. Like when I was starting sixth form, then my dad was like, "Yeah, all right, you're starting sixth form. You need a phone."
And that phone is the thing. What are you? What are you? Hey, Sosa! Boom.
Wallahi.
Well, I remember, yeah, I used to be so cheeky, yeah. So I used to finish school at 3:15, and my mum said, "I'll let you be out till 4 o'clock, 45 minutes in the boom." So I would go to the back of the football players of school, and we're playing. Boom, boom, boom. But you know when you play, you forget the time. We never had Apple Watches
Yes.
these times.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding. We never had phones. It was the weather or like, you know. Like, so,
It's getting a bit dark.
The wind is shifted by 36 degrees.
We need to dip. Wallahi, I remember one time I forgot. Yeah, but I was so competitive in the football game that I forgot the timing. Bro, from far, yeah, I just see a Somali woman. I knew it was
Immediately.
immediate, bro. You might love. Get your stuff and you're gone. Does that make sense? And these little things, these kids are not even gonna experience.
Nah.
Does that make
Complete
sense?
different
Like,
world.
Nah, I saw 2 kids playing football outside once.
mm,
You know, hit me. I've not seen that for years.
Yeah.
well, like,
You know
like,
that?
no, because you know what's funny? You said that the government are trying to bring that back, where apparently a lot of kids don't have no space to play.
Yeah.
There's no more Greenland because they're trying to
Build
so
it.
many
And
houses.
you just see no ball games everywhere.
We used
You know
to
what I
have
mean?
that,
So
yeah.
now I was because they had a little snippet. I think it was on ITV News the other day. I was watching, and a little snippet saying they want to now bring more like 2 to 3, 4 p.m. in this area. You can't be cars, football for the kids or whatever they want. Because like they play across the street. especially
Yeah.
Kirby's,
Yeah.
man. They play Kirby's as well.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
nice.
You can't play that. I'm quite lucky because I lived in London. They started giving us cages.
Yeah.
Like, we were playing
You
football
lot,
and-
bro, we used to be jealous of you lot, man. Because you used to have even like the 3G pictures free everywhere.
For free.
Across the city. We never used to have that. But
Now
we,
it's not free. Now it's hard.
But then again, can you be really jealous when the crime rate and the stabbing rate was
high.
it's give and take.
Yeah,
They had to do it.
100%.
They had to do it. Like,
I saw a comment the other day. Someone said that if you think that London's more safer now compared to how it was before, no. Because I feel like before, like even now, any problems, any fights or whatnot, no one will ever do in front of the parents.
there was a
Never
code.
catch
There was a
you.
code.
There was a code.
There was a code on conduct. Voilà.
Like now, it's like no code on conduct, no nothing, no emotions. No,
Yeah, your dad will get smacked,
Yeah.
basically.
And
But
like,
do you know what? I was actually speaking. We're speaking about that earlier. The طبيعة of the next generation has changed radically.
absolutely.
But I don't think whatever they're going through now is anywhere close
Yep.
to the crime and problems that we had back in 07, 03,
5, 6, 7.
4, 5,
I think from
7.
2000 to
Yeah.
2000.
Tell about
Up to 2010. Yeah.
2010.
up,
definitely.
bro. It was. I know. Look, Birmingham can't compare to London because what you lot had over there, Birmingham was bad. But I know London. London was crazy.
Yeah.
Because look, London only now is considered one of the most surveilled cities in the world. You got CCTVs everywhere.
Yeah.
But that happened as a consequence of what was happening. Do you know what I mean? Because back then, early 2000s, you didn't really have a lot of CCTVs.
Well, you know, there was times without it being I knew people that killed people, but they're walking.
And
the
they're on the
streets.
and it's
Like,
normal. Yeah,
Yeah,
normal.
mate, I bust the case.
Yeah,
Oh,
normal,
I think
bro.
it was,
normal.
yeah, it was
And you're
scary.
just like,
It was scary.
If they can do that, and they're not even that big, imagine what the ones that are hitmen.
Yeah, man.
Actual
So-
gangsters. And then social media. That's one thing I will give social media.
Yeah.
What social media did, is it familiarized everyone with everyone.
Yep.
Like the one in North will know someone in South, South will know East, East will know in West, West will know someone guy in Birmingham, to Manchester.
Yeah.
You'll go and you know a guy in New York. All of a sudden, this whole globalization, like you'll be like, yeah, this is my boy from West.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas before, you could not go from North to
North to
East.
East,
It was dangerous. Like it wasn't even.
Do you know what? Yeah, in my time as I was growing up, yeah, I didn't feel like that too much. As long as I knew someone in each area.
But that's what
But
helped you.
that itself is scary. That's
But even
ridiculous.
that, but even that was
I know
different.
someone
Yeah,
in the area. And
yeah.
then now I come to Abti in
Yeah,
West London.
yeah.
He's with me in West London. Yo, hey.
Yeah, because the face,
'Cause
Yeah.
people recognize. But if you're on your own,
If I'm on the arm,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't,
long,
what am I
isn't
doing?
it?
yeah.
But what part of the world is that?
You know what I
Well,
mean?
you have to
Yeah.
have somebody
bodyguard.
to vet you and be like, yeah, it's us.
I
Don't worry.
tell you, Wallah, I used to live a life like this. Yeah. If I hear yo, I'm running. I'm not. Wallah, you think I'm
Yeah,
running.
I
One time
believe it, bro.
remember I was in Tottenham. I was walking from football or something. Yeah. I just felt it. I didn't. I just said yo. I said yeah. It's time to go. I'm running.
Yeah.
I don't know who's chasing me. I don't know what's happening. I'm just running. All I know is me run.
Like I used to go to Peckham a lot with my cousin because my cousin's from Peckham. So like, I got so used to it from like 13, 14, going to Peckham, so that someone coming up to you and be like, you had to put your phone in your socks,
Yep.
right? Someone coming up to you like, so yo, what you got for me? And then you just go, where you from? And you be like, I'm from Birmingham. Oh, they're thinking, yeah, this guy,
Hands up.
last guy, man. You know what I mean? But it will get to the point where, you know, you had to, like, your route from Elephant Castle to wherever you need to go, you have to know exactly the steps to take, where you're going to go, which road you're going to take. Otherwise, you don't know who you're going to, they might not know you, you know what I mean? Or they might not know your family members, right? This one now, maybe years later, like in our mid-20s, I said to Salman, yo, we're in London, and then we were staying over. So I said, let's go to my cousin's. And he's like, yeah, come. I was like, I've got us a place where we can stay. He was like, where? I said to him, Peckham. He was like, Peckham?
Before PDC.
Brother.
He said Queen.
Yeah, he said.
And he told me, it's been gentrified. I'm not
I said
brother.
gentrified,
No. I don't want to gentrify you're talking
we
about.
don't do
bro.
that.
That's strange.
I was like, no, it's gentrified, bro. Like, the Peckham you're talking about, it's 10 years ago, man. Come on. I was like now, obviously, you will see hipsters. You will see, man, it's calm. It's like Brixton, man. Yeah. So, all right, say no more.
Bro, man, we came from a wedding, so we're like all suited.
We're all suited and
you know what I mean?
everything,
Yeah.
We get off the
Yeah.
bus, and then when we get off the bus, we're taking a little side road.
Yeah.
It's a normal side road. It's not even a dangerous,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, strip or whatever. There's this mother guy that was in front of us that also came off the bus. We're walking behind him. He's walking. He looks back. Keeps on walking. Looks back again. The third time, he just does this, and then gets out this long machete
Hey.
and just starts dangling it.
And looks back at us again.
And then just looks back one more time. Me Salman said, yeah.
Fili, we've just gotten off the bus, bro. We've just got off the bus.
You must have been saying that, bro. I told you so.
told you.
I told you so.
What bil Kaaba, bro? I'm looking back at the bus here. I'm thinking of getting back on. Yeah, I've got no motive there. But it's like 1 a.m. I've got nowhere to go. You know what I mean? The next train out will be like 6, 7 a.m. Yeah. I'm thinking, brother, should I just jump on the bus? Yeah, find a Mackey's or something, do something. Yeah, wallahi, bro.
I said, yo, what is going on, man? This is scary. And we were just walking. We took like,
But we stopped. We stopped
stopped
it
and waited.
until he kept like he walked. Because what happened was we got off the bus. Yeah.
He must have thought you lot following him.
yeah.
Yeah, we took one turn, bro. We took one turn
Yeah,
there.
you're saying that.
You
but
know?
he's so used to that sort of aggression. Going
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, my brothers. Like,
Yeah.
is it that time?
Yeah.
But see, that was my thing, and I'm like, yes,
Draw swords,
I'm like,
let's
I
go.
know, I know it's Peckham. This guy, he wants to sell me the story of, yeah, they got coffee shops now,
Listen,
it's
man.
calm, you know what I
He
mean?
said, man.
So we're there,
At
bro.
1 a.m. though, like, he's a bit like...
Whoever's out at 1 a.m. it's just like a chan already, man. Like, there's no one sane out at 1 a.m. You know?
What year was this?
being honest, if you were smart, you should just call a cab to the house.
Yeah, but we didn't even think about that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not even
like, you know, like now.
That shit even,
now
yeah.
These are things like, you know what I mean. I'm teaching my younger
100%.
sisters and more. Like, yo, my brother, sometimes
Pay that money.
extra more.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Before we were young,
Yeah.
I don't want to spend that extra £1.70 on the bus. That's all right. Nowadays, Abti, it's not worth it.
100%.
Wallah, it's not worth it.
And it doesn't even stop there, bro. So when I was shook, yeah, we didn't figure raw. He leaves, so and then we can't walk in, and I'm there the whole time, bro. I'm there. I'm like, I told you, I'm giving it to him. He's hearing it, bro. He can't even say, bro. He can't say nothing, you know. He's there. I'm giving him double barrels, bro. I'm like, yeah, no. So we're walking there, and at a certain point, we go past the pub, and there's like 2-3 street lights are not working, yeah. So I accidentally step on a puddle. I got nice shoes in it. Stop on a puddle, but what can I do? Keep it stepping. But I deep that the puddle felt weird. A bit sticky.
It's piss.
We keep walking to the next street light. I lift up my shoe, but it was blood time. It was a pool. I'm not talking a small pool there. It was a pool, like my full
enough in the dark to be like, yo, watch out.
Yeah,
watch
do you know what I mean?
puddle type of thing.
So I'm there now. I'm looking at him like, Yahi, where have you brought me from? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
What are these ends that you're talking about, bro?
You know when you just have to take the L.
Like,
You know, you look at it like, yeah. So and this is what? This is 6, 7, 8 years ago.
yeah.
So that's the reality. You know when you actually, you know these measures you take. Yeah, obviously I feel like you're a lot more streetwise if you've lived in London your whole life.
Yeah.
Because you had to. You know what I mean? Taking a cab and doing it. Bro, you're taking a bus. You get yourself for 200 meters. You're at the house.
But that's the Somali in me.
I know. You know what I mean?
That's like, you know what? Yeah, we got this. We believe in Allah. We got this.
Yeah.
But you can believe in Allah, but you have to tie your camel.
100%.
You gotta tie your camel. You gotta tie your
Have to,
camel.
like.
You know what I mean? You get into big problems. But wallah, that's to me. That's Aki's, I did say to you from before, we're gonna make this a 2-episode thing. But before we end our episode, I always like to leave it with a few dilemmas. You know what I mean? The public, the audience, they have issues.
Yeah.
You know? We've got doctors with us today. Maybe we can resolve some of their issues. But I think before I do that, I know some of our people. Yeah, Somalis are, our community is trolls.
They are trolls.
And you know what? We cuff them too much. But I wouldn't blame them because I have a laugh with it.
True.
But sometimes they take it too far, or sometimes they take it too much. But let's see what they give us today. Someone they said, I took some years out of uni due to depression and had other personal stuff. I have returned now, but feel embarrassed to meet with old friends and extended family. I don't want to mention the years out or the reasons to why. What can I do? And I don't want to keep avoiding the people or lying to them. So from what I can understand is someone felt that they were at university, felt a bit too difficult from, you know what I mean, either the work or however, they felt depressed, took a bit of time out, now they've returned. So they feel a bit old, juice, like, oh my God, back at university. So they're avoiding people. They said, what can I do, and do I keep lying and avoiding people or not? Me personally, because I think, you know, my own is a bit more controversial. My personal opinion would be, at the end of the day, it's better just to be honest. It's not gonna hurt.
True.
I think you're gonna be so much more relief of just saying, hey guys, I was a bit off. My head was hurting.
You know, I think first of all, we have to congratulate the person, mashallah, for actually
Taking the time out.
not just taking time out, that they're back to where they wanted to be. And if they said they were in depression and they managed to get out of it, that in itself is a big achievement, you know. So they need to like congratulate themselves on that first and foremost, innit? Secondly, it seems like it's other. You said just be honest, and playing devil's advocate. I think it's easy for you to say that because you're a confident person. Do you get it? You can say, "Oh, be honest," because you have self-confidence. Yeah, confidence. But it looks like this person may need a bit of help with that to begin with. So maybe difficult for them to be honest, and that's why they're asking us this question. Someone asks you what you've been up to. It's not necessarily, you don't have to exactly tell them what you've done. Really and truly, you can say, listen, I've just taken time out. I'm just doing what I've been doing. If you're not confident saying, I've been dealing with depression, you can say, hey, I've just been doing a bit of me. I'm just doing helping whatever. You don't need to lie, but you don't need to tell the person what they need to do.
They don't need to be in your business.
They don't need to do business, not necessarily. So.
Or just build like me. I like to say, well, I got something good coming out. Just keep your eyes up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You build something that doesn't even exist, but you know what? When they see it, they're like, just say, that's what.
So
That's exactly.
is that were they trying to avoid old friends, or they are trying to avoid people that now they're studying with? Is the question?
Same.
I think it's all
Everyone.
around,
So like the old friend. I think you can say I took some time out. You know, I needed some time for myself. Nowadays, I think it's the best time to do that. Anyways, 2025. You couldn't do that 10 years ago. Now you can say I took time out for myself.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely correct to that. Back in the day, you could never say that.
Yeah, what? You think? Well, you don't go to uni?
Pattern up, man. You're a man, bro. Now it's like,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
People won't get onto you as much as back in the day.
We're a bit more, you know, we've become a bit more, I don't know, relaxed, would you say?
You know what? We have. I think things are changing. I think people are understanding that. Look, there are things that we didn't understand about how we operate each other before, and people are beginning to learn and understand. Look, I would say, you know, the one thing you realize, Hamza, when you get older, is you realize, bro, people don't really care about you as much as you think. Most of the time, bro, people are just focused on themselves. Everyone is a main character in their own story. Do you know what I mean? No one is thinking about you like that. No one's thinking about other people like that. So just thinking about that and understanding that is very freeing, because you realize, look, I'm in my lane, I'm in my story, and I need to do what's right by me. And as Jabril said, being able to fight off depression is not a small thing, bro. Do you know what I mean? Depression is not just a feeling. It's a disorder. It's a disorder of the mind. It's a sickness, and it's just like you breaking your leg, just like anything else. It's a very real thing, yeah? So beating that, bro, is a massive achievement. Yeah. And that person should be very proud of themselves and take the moment to really appreciate what they've accomplished. Secondly, people are not going to be on you on details like that. As Fatah said, I took some time out. They're not going to tell you why did you do it?
Why?
Or what did you do? They're not going to do it. Most of the time, bro, people are not. Do you know what I mean? People usually have enough bandwidth to ask you what you're doing right now, and that's it. Because people are so focused on themselves. Because life right now is difficult, bro. Everyone's everyone's focusing on themselves, figuring things out. So, bro, just keep it very general. Keep it, you know what I mean, basic. You know, I took some time out, but now I'm back in university.
Yeah, kind of deflect the questions. And once you say it once or twice, people generally get the hint.
100%.
And then they're like, all right, but you're good now. Everything.
Yeah, you're you now. Oh, mashallah, it's good that you came back.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the point about feeling old. No one cares.
Well, like literally,
no one cares, bro.
I'll tell a story. 1 second. Me and Fatah went to university twice. So I started the previous degree before medicine, and he started previously before medicine. So when I finished my first degree, and then I did my second degree, there were people probably a bit younger than me. Do you get it? And in the same class. So
when you started medicine,
yeah. So you do think, oh yeah, this guy is 2 years younger than me, but whatever, innit? Wallahi, bro, when you finished. Nobody gave a damn. Nobody gave it. You finished. Oh wow, that's it. Nobody cared about your age, whatever. Just you do, because at the end of the day, you're living your life. You're living your zone. You get it. So this person who's feeling old, he might feel that in the moment, but once you're finished and you get back to the real world, you're gonna be working people twice your age, 100%. Probably doing the same job as you. Nice. Do you get me? So it don't matter, wallah.
And I had people in their 40s in my class. Yep. I was like, what the hell you did there? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then you realize, okay, like.
They've already been in the field. They've had a little bit of experience. They've come now to get an extra qualification, an extra top up, because they're gonna soon. You don't even know that 40-year-old that you're gonna see. You might later be there. They're gonna be your manager.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And then you realize, actually, this whole concept of everyone looking at your journey and with a microscope, no one cares. So a lot of people, like when we told them we're gonna go abroad to study medicine for 6 years, a lot of people said, why? There's universities here. 6 years medicine now. Like, you might have already done a degree. Why are you doing it? You know what I mean? But then if you have the mindset of 6 years, but in 6 years' time, I'm going to look at myself and think, I could have done it, you know. Like 6 years will go regardless.
6 years will go by whether you're sleeping, working, running.
I mean,
It'll still go by.
wallahi.
So you have to ask yourself at the end of that time, where do I want to be?
Literally.
What do I want to have achieved or accomplished? Because the time's gonna go,
Wallahi.
regardless. Do you know what I mean?
Time is gonna
The
go.
time is gonna go. So honestly, no one cares. You just have to. It's an internal thing. You just have to tell yourself, no one cares. This is my story. I've accomplished something incredible, and now I'm coming back to keep succeeding, and because I want more for myself. And I promise you, look, when you speak to people, even if they're younger than you, they're not gonna care.
Yep.
They're not gonna ask you how old are you. Do you know what I mean? No one cares. Build relationships, enjoy your time, experience it. Learn from it what you want to learn from it. But I promise you, it's all in your own mind. No one else cares. And once you figure it out, you'll be fine.
I think the best one to end it in a beautiful way would be like, you have a plan, but Allah's got a plan.
Wallahi.
Yeah.
And that to me is the most, there's nothing more that you can do. Yeah, you're going to be with these people for like, I don't know, maybe a certain amount of time, but probably you're going to move on. And then later, so quick. Like, I remember I was 30 just the other day. Like, oh my God, 30, mashallah. Brother Habibi.
Come by, yeah.
Within seconds. And you're like, wow, I'm in it deep now. We're going to hit the 35, now 36, we're going to hit the 40s and 50s. Wallah, next thing you know, we're going to be like our granddads. And like, life comes, and I think that, like, I went to a grave in Sheffield. One of my grandmas died, so I went to go see them. And what I realised, your life is between that gap in the middle of 1990 to 2000 and something else. That's your life. All in that little hyphen that you have. That's your
What do you
life.
do with it? Yeah. It's up to you.
What you do with it and whatever you have, wallahi al-azim, it's your choice. Yeah. And on that note, brothers, I just wanted to say thank you very much. We're going to see on the second episode, hopefully.
Inshallah.
Enjoy it more. But on that note, guys, please make sure you follow the Sscope media on YouTube. If I'm not right or wrong, make sure look. People, one thing in our Somali community that I have, wallahi, all of you will support other people, you will subscribe, you like, you follow, but your own people you don't want to help.
Tell them.
Like, I don't understand. Like, what did we do? Like, come on, bro. You don't want the brothers to win. Is that an issue here? So if you get a chance and you're watching this and you can see with your eyes there's a heart, click the heart, then click the follow and click the subscribe.
It's free. It's free.
Wallahi, it's not going to hurt you. Nothing cannot. And on that note, thank you very much. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Akhiz, I'm going to go to the shop. You lot want some Abti.